So Karen, you're one of the buyer's agents on the hometown team at RE/MAX Integrity, and just curious, what are you seeing as you show buyers that you wish sellers had done to give that wow factor so the buyer is just ready to go?
That's an easy one for me, Carol. I mean, when we've had our homes listed, for example, and we're getting ready for a showing, I stage the home. But I don't just leave it there. I go outside and I walk in my front door and I'm looking for that wow factor. If it's not there, I need to start over again because I'm seeing what that potential buyer is seeing when they walk in. If they're not seeing, wow, this is where I want to live, if they're focused on, oh, what's that doing there? I have some work to do.
Okay. And so what would you suggest as a little thing any seller could do to create a wow factor?
The first thing they need to do is make sure that entry into the home is clean and clear of obstructions. And when that door opens, have the lights on, have some soft music playing, have it welcome them and give them a big hug when they walk in the door.
And have you encountered smells?
Oh, yeah.
I have to say that one of my pet peeves is smells. Mm-hmm. I have dogs. I love dogs, but I don't want to come in and smell dogs. Yeah. And I don't want to see a pet food and water bowl right there in the entryway.
No, that's a good point, Carol. Put those things away. And if you have a neighbor come in and smell your house, I mean, that kind of sounds weird, but you get used to the smells of your house. So, don't light a bunch of candles because it's like, what are you trying to cover up in here?
It's so funny you say that because my brother is extremely sensitive to smells. And just yesterday we were on the phone talking about, do you remember so-and-so? Their house always smelled the same. And it did. It always smelled the same.
No, that's a great deal. I mean, we don't need to know you had bacon for breakfast. You could open the window. It's just little things like that. You want the buyer to walk in and go, wow, when can I move in?
Yes.
Not, ew, what's that smell?
Yeah. And I think another thing that helps create the wow factor is something that draws you into and through the home. Open your window curtains or blinds whatever coverings you have on your window. Open them up. Let them see the backyard. Mm-hmm. Maybe you use a little money and put some landscaping.
Absolutely.
On the back side of that window across the fence or something to kind of just say, this is a reprieve.
Yeah, or turn those bubbles on in the hot tub. Just give them oh, wow, that looks fun. I'm going to be in there. Just little things to make it livable to them.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about staging?
Well, I think I don't like taking buyers into an empty home. I'll tell you that. I do think it needs to be staged if the people have moved out. And a minimal staging is great. I recently saw a home that had staging in the breakfast area and the living area and one of the bedrooms. It was perfect because they could see, okay, this is where we're going to eat. This is where we're going to sit and watch TV. And this is what the master is going to look like when we're here. Yeah. So I think minimal, at the very least.
I agree. I think staging is a key element to showcase the house in its best light. Yeah. A lot of time, there are people who can visualize empty space, but the majority of people have a hard time and look at an empty space and think, this just isn't big enough for my furniture, when in fact it is.
Well, and it's to that point, in land, for example, there's nothing to stop your eye. So you're showing property and it always looks huge. When you walk into an empty home, there's a wall that's stopping your eye and you can't see anything within those walls. So if you don't have furniture or something to focus on, you don't know where to stop your eye, if that makes any sense. You can't see the livable space.
Good point. All right. Any other hints for a seller and getting that wow factor?
Just walk in your own front door, and if you're not wowed, a buyer's not going to be wowed.
And remember, if you use Karen, you will be wowed,
you will be wowed
by your realtor.
Yes.
Thanks.